As we exit pit lane, what we want to do is look for our blend line. Our blend line is going to be a little white line here along the right side of the track. You're going to notice it as you enter the track. What you want to do is try not to cross that white line until you have entered the track. As you've now passed that white line, you are now on the hot track. You're going to approach up to the edge of the track. Along this left side here at NOLA, you see these markers along your left side. These indicate your braking zone. Most tracks around the country have braking markers to designate where braking zones will be. As we turn in through our apex, turn back through in tight right, and track out back to our right side. Notice under that braking zone, my first time through there, I'm not at threshold. I'm gonna build up to that. My first lap out, I'm just kind of seeing the track. I want to get used to the car, get used to the track as I come through here. Once again, prioritizing my track. I know that as I exit this turn, there's a nice short straight. I've got a little bit of straightaway. This will be my first time that I'll give it a little bit of throttle. And as I'm looking down track, I see my apex. This is a nice wide open turn. Give it as late of an apex as possible. And as I come up, I can see some markers indicating that I'm going to brake. Those markers being all these skid marks. All those skid marks are other drivers who have made a mistake in that area. Try not to make those same mistakes. So as you see those marks, use them as a guide, as a reference. I go from one apex to the next as I go through those S's, tracking back out to the left. Notice all of my markers are on my left side, therefore I'm going to be on the left side. Track opens back out, but I've got braking markers one more time. As I enter this braking zone, notice all of these skid marks. The track's very dark through here. This is a heavy braking zone normally. As I come up, I want to be off the brake as I begin this turn. As I pass my apex, I'm going to be straightening the wheel. You always want to be nice and gentle with your throttle while turning. Planning ahead, knowing that my next turn is going to the right, I'm going to stay to the left and bring it in back to my right, tracking out wide left. Now here I'm going to prioritize as much as I can. I want to get on the throttle as hard as I can down this straightaway, but the only way to do that is to make sure that the car is straight as you accelerate. The best way to do that, later turn in. A later turn in causes a later apex. Later apex means a straighter exit.
As we come into the hard braking zone for turn one, it's a nice gentle right-hand turn, coming through, apexing on the right. Keep the wheel turned, getting the car back to the right side before coming in tight left, exiting out about mid-track, and keeping the car far left for a hard brake zone. As we enter turn three here, nice wide entry for that single late apex. As we pass that apex, we start rolling in the throttle, unwinding the wheel out wide left. Nice flat out through this straightaway before a gentle lift into the S's. The S's here are really important to get started right as each turn builds on each other as you go through. We're going to stay to the right through this section, holding far right into the left. Once again, each turn it builds on each other through the S's as we exit out here. Wide left into that hard brake zone, getting ready to keep the wheel straight, and a late turn in, keeping the car as far right as possible before that nice long left-hander. As we come through this left-hand turn, I like to track out about mid-track here before a nice light brake and in right. As we track out here, once again, it's either a little lift or a little brake before we bring it in all the way to the right side for that last turn leading onto this long straightaway as we roll in the throttle all the way down this 3,200 foot long straightaway. Thanks for joining us as we took you behind the wheel. We showed you seating position, how to use the brakes, the gas, and even a little bit about the line. Tune in next time as we go even further with improving your skills behind the wheel. And as always, thanks for watching.